Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Government Secrets Live at the Dynasty Typewriter in majestic Hollywood, California.
CIA cover-up. Redacted tonight. Political vigilante.
And now, here are your hosts, Lee Camp and Graham Elwood.
How are you guys doing? Welcome to the show. There's some cashew milk protesters out front, Lee, so I think you need to be aware of that. That's a touchy subject on the show. How's everybody doing today? Come on. And how about Lee Camp, his first stand-up in a year and a half? How about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have fun? Was it like, were you like...
Oh, it was fun. I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
All right.
They didn't like the jokes off the pad, though.
I'm sorry. Let's just get a quick photo.
Oh, yeah. See? This guy can never live in the fucking moment.
If I'm not surfing, there's really no point to anything, Lee. Everything else is just a distraction between surfing. What was the
This is also the first live Government Secrets.
Yes, first ever.
Yeah.
First ever live government secrets.
We really decided to both wear all black. Like, we really went all in on the all black outfit, which is great.
Yeah, well, we're Antifa.
Yeah.
Which, if you watch Fox News to this day, Antifa controls America. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Like the Antifa takeover has happened.
Yeah, that's why there's the eviction.
And you kind of just want to say to Fox News, if you're anti-Antifa, you know what that makes you. Fuh.
That was good pho. It was really good pho. Did you guys see the slides before the show? Actual smashed leaf. That was you guys got to see the whole. I wanted to put all of
Oh, I missed the smash leaf.
Oh, dude.
God damn it.
It was amazing. It was that was Leafgate. That was real. What did you guys think? It was a real event that happened, Leafgate. It was a bummer, and we're going to have a moment of silence for my Nissan Leaf.
I mean, I blame Big Oil. I don't know.
Yeah, they definitely sabotaged it. They had a big oil truck smash into it.
That documentary, Who Killed the Electric Car, that was just you talking to camera, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just me the whole time, just telling my Leafgate story. And they're just excerpts of our show of me going, that fucking insurance lady. Yeah, that's how it went down. Well, should we get...
All right.
Should we get into it?
Let's do it.
Government Secrets, Segment 1, Local Edition. Pew, 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 pew.
And do not give an episode number, for the love of God.
Oh, right. That'll fuck... Because we don't know when we're going to drop this one, right?
Right. You wouldn't get it right anyway.
50-something.
Somebody said 56? Maybe? Oh, Christ. What are you, me? She's just like 56-ish.
It's a 58. We're going to have a fucking battle royale here in a second. Someone gets a chair. It's 59!
That's why the numbering really helps, because even with the numbering, nobody pays attention or gives a shit. It's literally, I think I'm the only one that cares.
You seem to be the one that cares most and gets it most wrong. It's interesting.
I don't get it, but it's like, it's really importantly, but not important enough for me to remember. It would take less than 60 seconds for me to just go back and check.
Yeah. We all know. We all know, Graham.
Yeah, Lee was like, really, Graham, you got stuck in traffic? It's not like you lived in LA for 20 years and didn't know the traffic's bad. I was like, well, Lee, but you're coming from Hollywood. He's like, no, I'm not. And I was like, okay, whatever, cool. So yes, I have, since this is an
Unnumbered episode, Government Secrets, Rogue Ep.
I went local. The Battle of Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
So, and here's the thing.
I don't know this one.
This is fantastic. And what's fantastic about this
It
is...
was over two people's anal bleaching appointment conflicted.
Yeah.
Right?
And then a war broke out.
War broke out, yeah. That's what I thought.
Yes. And one side had Jennifer Aniston haircuts from the 90s, and then the other side had another thing from the thing.
The killer references coming out of Graham Hill.
I just ran at mid-sentence. I was like, oh, I ran out of
Yeah,
references.
I'm done. That's all I know from the 90s is Jennifer Aniston.
That's it. That
was it.
It's the only thing I took from that whole decade was Jennifer Aniston haircuts. Nobody told me that every day the joke you broke. I can remember the thing.
Did you just have a seizure?
Yeah. Quick, he's singing the Friends theme song. Put a wallet in his mouth. Your love life's DOA. How do I know the theme to that? But I can't think of another 90s reference at all. I could sing that whole theme song right now if you wanted me to. Nobody wants me to, and it's okay. So this guy went, oh, God, don't, Graham. Theme song written by the CIA. No, I don't know that. But we all for a second went,
dude. Friends was definitely a psyop. I mean,
sure.
It was
like
people were learning too much. They were like, how do we turn their brains to jello?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Ooh, a lot of people.
White people that never encounter black people in New York City living in an apartment that apparently is free.
A free,
'Cause they never
huge, like 2,000 square foot apartment in Manhattan, and their friends are across. Everyone's just massive, and everyone in Manhattan was white. It was great. Wow. What a fantastic.
It was like the West Wing. It was a liberal fantasy of the world or something.
Oh God, the West Wing. Dave Anthony's show, that is like almost as important as this show.
Secondly important.
Important. That show, if you go back, folks, watch The West Wing today with what you know, and you'll be like, oh my God, is this just like war's okay sometimes when and it's always the America, just had no other choice. It's
The whole, it was 12, whatever. No, it was like 8 seasons of just like, shit happens to America and we just trying our best. And people keep doing things to us. Like, that was it.
That's 8 seasons. Yeah. And then, we moved the ball a half a foot. Incremental centrism.
Yeah.
Like everything. It's just the whole episode will be this like horse trading bullshit between these two horrible parties.
It was the whole 8 seasons was this 60-day moratorium on evictions that the squad won by dancing outside the Capitol.
Yes.
That then was overturned a week later.
Yeah.
And felt no need to come back and occupy again. They were like, we did it for 4 days. What do you want from us?
Stop with your purity tests. And this is how effective The West Wing is. So we did a show Wednesday at Flappers. Ron and I and Jimmy and Steph did guest spots, which was awesome. And both Jimmy and Steph, were railing on AOC and the squad and like Nancy Pelosi in their sets. And the crowd loved it, except my 2 like friends from college. They're married. God love them, but they're Gen Xers who grew up on West Wing, and they weren't aware of all of the stuff that I've been up to in a while, So
they thought Graham still hosted strip poker on TBS.
And they were like, that was fun. And then they were like, why is everyone so mad at AOC? We can't be. And I was just like, I had just gotten off stage and I was a little tired, and I was like, well, I think we should like politicians we vote for and support, we should probably hold them accountable. Yeah, but then the Republicans are good. And I was just like, and sleep. And I was like, oh, West Wing, here you are today, still rearing your head. Like they grew up watching West Wing thinking.
Well, it's a good thing they'll never hear this, your friends.
They're not. They don't know I do this show. They're just not. They didn't go home and start following my YouTube channel. They probably were like, political vigil. Oh, no. Absolutely.
What's a vigilante?
Wow. This scram.
It's like the veggie taquitos you get, the vigilantes. Yeah.
I did a whole bit on the two-party system, the lesser of two evils. Is like, I did that bit, and I don't know if they got it. Where I was like, it's like, honey, it's date night. It's 2 babysitters to choose from, a pedophile and a meth head. And I was like, meth head, right? Because the kids have activities at least, right? So I don't know after that joke, and then hearing Jimmy and Steph rail on AOC, if they were like, let's start following Graham. Or they were just like, well, we saw him. I think we're good. All right, let's get into the Battle of Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen. So I have 2. This is part of this government secret is there's the history.com version of the Battle of L.A., which has a falsehood in it, then that Wikipedia, and we're not Wikipedia fans, but I always use, then Wikipedia actually debunks something that is said in history.com. So I want to go into that.
Interesting.
So in the frantic weeks that followed, it happened in 1942. So Pearl Harbor had happened. And one of the major fears was that they hit Hawaii, and so, oh wow, they could hit the West Coast. So there was like, we weren't prepared. FDR knew. Anyway, that's another episode.
Also, I feel like I got to picture what LA was like in 1942. I mean, they were already making movies here, but it wasn't like you could, get your dog, your little tiny furry dog like a handy at the place on the corner.
No. It looked like the stage of this theater. This is what LA looked like. There's someone over there going, news report, counting today. Dynasty typewriter opens for
Charlie Chaplin does it again. Yeah.
Errol Flynn caught with his hand in the cookie jar. So that's what was going on in LA. No, there wasn't any Bark Williams places, as you were talking about. So Pearl Harbor had just happened, and so there was a legit fear that the Japanese were going to then advance from Hawaii to here, right? And of course, this is before all the satellites, so we didn't know, right? So everyone on the West Coast was like really amped up. On the West Coast, again, this is the history.com version, inexperienced pilots and radar men had mistaken fishing boats, logs, and even whales for Japanese warships and submarines.
These were the UFOs of the time, all right? They were like, it's a UFO ship, and it's just a log just bobbing.
It's just a log.
Yeah.
Look at that. Boy, the Japanese ships are 4 feet long. Oh, my God. Bomb the fuck out of it. So there was that. Tensions were high, and they only grew after U.S. Secretary of War Henry Stimson warned that American cities should be prepared to accept occasional blows from enemy forces. I can verify this, too. My mom was a small kid, and they lived in Sterling, Illinois, and there was actually a factory that was doing World War II, armaments, and they had to practice, and most cities around the whole country had to practice blackout drills. They had to turn the lights off, and So the whole country
and get under their desk because that was going to save them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they had to do that. So the West Coast was even more amped up for that. So just a few days later, on February 23rd, 1942, a Japanese submarine surfaced off the coast of Santa Barbara, California, and hurled over a dozen artillery shells at an oil field and refinery. That's the part that's bullshit. While the attack inflicted no casualties and caused only minor damage, it marked the first time that the mainland United States had been bombed during World War II.
Nope.
No, it's not true.
No.
The day after the oil field raid, paranoia and itchy trigger fingers combined to produce one of the most unusual home front incidents of the war. It began on the evening of February 24th when naval intelligence instructed units on the California coast to steel themselves for a potential Japanese attack. And then right after, so everyone was amped up, and then at 2 a.m. on February 25th, military radar picked up what appeared to be an enemy contact some 120 miles west of L.A. Air raid sirens sounded, and a citywide...
The enemy contact had a squirrel on it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a squirrel on there, and they're like, that's larger than a log. So the sirens hit, and the blackout went into effect, so the whole city was blacked out. Within minutes, troops had manned anti-aircraft guns and began sweeping the skies with searchlights. It was just after 3 a.m. when the shooting started. Following reports of an unidentified object in the skies, troops in Santa Monica unleashed a barrage of anti-aircraft and .50 caliber machine gun fire. Before long, many of the city's other coastal defense weapons had joined in. So everybody just went fucking apeshit and just went, go, 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 go.
So paranoia and itchy trigger finger in the United States.
I know.
Yes.
Like, what is like...
What?
Good news is that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not at all like that was used to set off Vietnam either.
no.
Where they fired at storm clouds for like 2 hours.
No, it's not like there's 100 gun deaths a day. I mean, it's not like that at all. None of that is. We fixed it. Powerful searchlights from countless stations stabbed the sky with brilliant probing fingers, the Los Angeles Times wrote, while anti-aircraft batteries dotted the heavens with who wrote this? Fucking Brian Williams.
Beautiful.
If sinister orange bursts of shrapnel. I mean, wow. Chaos reigned over the next several minutes. It appeared that Los Angeles was under attack, yet many of those who looked skyward saw nothing but smoke and the glare of ACAC fire. We're under attack by ourselves! Lee, call the police! Somebody's hitting me! So, imagination could have easily disclosed many shapes in the sky in the midst of a weird symphony of noise and color, a colonel said, but cold detachment disclosed no planes of any in the sky, friendly or enemy. All right? So that was the report. And then...
But we fucked up a lot of birds.
Yeah.
Did we ever?
So that's, again, I guess the folks at History.com couldn't access Wikipedia. Because here's really what happened. There was a rumored attack on the continental United States by Japan. So that was the thing that they said definitively in History.com happened, rumored. And if you go into this part of Wikipedia, they at the end of World War II, so Japan had lost, right? They had really nothing to hide at this point. So at the end of the war, the Japanese stated that they did not send planes over the area at the time of this alert, although submarine-launched aircraft were subsequently used over Seattle. Okay. A careful study of the evidence suggests that weather balloons were known to have been released over Los Angeles may have well caused the initial alarm.
Man, weather balloons have been terrorizing us for fucking decades.
God, when are we going to stop?
Like,
They're
honestly, to this day, we're like, there's something up there. Like,
and do we actually use them for weather, or what are they for?
No, they just have like Hello Kitty on them, and
It's just Mylar, happy birthday.
It's just Mylar, happy birthday shit. Yeah.
So it is a psyop. They are a psyop. So what happened was, the theory is supported the fact that the anti-aircraft artillery units were officially criticized for having wasted ammunition on targets, which moved too slowly to have been airplanes. After the firing started, careful observation was difficult because of drifting smoke from shell bursts. The acting commander of the anti-aircraft artillery brigade in the area testified that he had been convinced that he had seen 15 planes in the air. That was after a general said, "You like your job, right?"
Yeah.
You saw some planes?
You saw some planes in the air.
Big planes, right?
But also, I just love the idea that once the firing starts, they're just like, what are you fired at? I don't know. It's too crazy to see. Well, keep firing. Okay. There's a lot of smoke. Just keep going.
Just keep going. Do we know what this is? Fuck no. Boom, boom, boom. He testified.
If it's aliens, we're spelling "we come in peace" in bullets in the sky.
Well, here's the thing. He testified that he saw aircraft, but had quickly decided he was seeing smoke. Competent correspondents like these two guys, Ernie Pyre and Bill Henry, witnessed the shooting and wrote that they never were able to make out a single airplane. Not one. Which... airplanes are kind of distinct, especially when you put them next to puffs of smoke.
And in 1942, they were not like the stealth, like,
No,
like it was like, they would flap their wings as they went by. Like
you'd hear pretty loudly, I don't know, is that a cloud or a seagull? I don't know. Shoot the fuck out of it. Like... is that a plane? Can you hear it? No? There's your answer there. It was hard to see in any event what
the Japanese are like ninja planes.
So so let me go back to then. So it was a weather balloon, right?
Was it doing anything intimidating though? The weather balloon.
It did. Well, the weather balloon had a criminal record.
Okay.
So that right there.
Yep.
You got to ask yourself,
Maybe.
why was that weather balloon in that neighborhood with a criminal record?
Right. Dressed like that.
Dressed like that. Dressed like
come on.
A saggy pant weather balloon, you know what I mean? Listening to rap music.
Yeah.
It was really, that hadn't been invented yet, which made it even weirder.
No one in this neighborhood listens to rap at that hour.
No.
Yeah.
It was thought to be attacking from Japan. But shortly afterward, the Secretary of the Navy, Frank Knox, called the purported attack a false alarm. So again, I don't know why History.com couldn't find this. Newspapers at the time published a number of reports and speculations of a cover-up to conceal an actual invasion by enemy airplanes. So some people thought, they didn't want Americans to panic. That wasn't the cover-up. They were covering up that, once again, the U.S. fucking military fucked some shit up and we're like, covered up weather balloons. Maybe it was an alien. Maybe it was, I don't know, Loch Ness Monster came in. And
the Japanese are invading the country, but we don't want people to panic. So let's tell them, let's tell them it's a weather balloon.
I know we just entered World War II, but let's not get everybody.
We've told the whole country to save their tin and grow vegetables in their victory garden, but we don't want to tell them the Japanese. So when they documented the incident in 1949, the United States Coast Artillery Association identified a meteorological balloon sent aloft at 1 a.m. as having started all of the shooting and concluded that once the firing started, imagination created all kinds of targets in the sky and everyone joined in.
That's also the founding of the military-industrial complex. Imagination, and everyone joined in.
That's what hangs above Raytheon is just a brass weather balloon, and everyone's there we go. Protecting our freedoms with mass hysteria and join in. In 1983, the U.S. Office of Air Force History attributed the event to a case of war nerves.
I thought you were going to say a case of the Mondays.
That's actually when TGI Fridays was started, was when the panel did this study in 1949. Anyway, so in 83, they just said it was a case of the nerves. So they waited, they only took them, 4 decades to kind of figure that one out. And it was exacerbated by stray flares and shell bursts from adjoining batteries. So really, we also started, and probably, and this is the thing Wikipedia is obviously not getting to, but I'm pretty sure we might have just killed some Americans in the middle of all this.
Quite possible.
Kind of, bombed ourselves and then blamed the balloon.
But I feel like you haven't told us the ending. Did we win?
Against the invading weather balloons? Yes, Lee, we did. And
that's America!
Yeah, suck it, balloons! Anytime you see a balloon, just know it's trying to take your fucking freedom.
Hello, kitty. More like goodbye, kitty.
Yeah, Mylar balloon next, motherfucker. So, ma'am, this isn't funny. No, I'm just kidding. We're talking about being attacked by balloons. Can't you see there's old furniture on stage? Do you have no decency, ma'am? I came in here with my shirt off. What kind of a program do you think this is? This is, I think there's one more thing. This happened, so it actually happened outside of Santa Barbara, and there was, as they said, the city of Seattle imposed a blackout of all buildings and vehicles, and as we said, the Japanese did confirm they did have a submarine off the coast of Seattle, but not L.A. And then I'm going to read this other part in here. So they were warning of an attack. This is why everybody was on alert. They were warning of an attack. The Japanese are coming. The Navy, Office of Naval Intelligence, ONI, was warning for this attack. And then the weather balloon happened. And it was the alert was called at 7:18 p.m. on the 24th, and then lifted on the 23rd, and renewed activity began early in the morning of the 25th. Anyway, this is just going into more of the like, but the 50 caliber machine guns and a 12.8 pound anti-aircraft shells into the air at reported aircraft, and over 1,400 shells were eventually fired. The artillery fire, the pilots of the 4th Interceptor Command were alerted, but their aircraft remained grounded. The artillery fire continued sporadically until 4:14 a.m. The all clear was sounded, and the blackout order was lifted at 7:21 a.m. This is what, again, History.com couldn't seem to find. Several buildings and vehicles were damaged by shell fragments, and 5 civilians died.
Really?
As an indirect result of anti-aircraft fire. 3 were killed in car accidents in the ensuing chaos, which is weird when you shoot rockets into the sky and go, ah, that then people on the street would fucking lose their shit. And 2 heart attacks were attributed to the stress of the hour, because they were shooting for over an hour. So imagine in LA right now,
They
sirens
probably
go
all
off.
assumed they were going to die. Like everyone in LA probably assumed it's over.
Well, what the, like right now, if we heard air raid sirens and then boom, 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 boom for an hour, would we go, well, we'll just keep the show going, folks. Sit tight. We're good.
I would assume it's the premiere of like some Michael Bay piece of shit, like next door.
Oh, that Bond movie's out. That's what it is. All right. It's some Michael Bay piece of shit.
Sorry, that was redundant. My bad.
Yeah, the incident was front page news across the West Coast and across the nation. So this is then part of it was then the cover up. The news that they basically the George C. Marshall, General George C. Marshall's supposition that the incident might have caused by enemy agents using commercial airplanes and psychological warfare campaign to generate mass panic. So they tried to say, oh, it wasn't. No, we shot at a balloon and went fucking bananas. It was nobody else's fault. I mean, yes, we had been attacked at Pearl Harbor. Okay, that was legit. We were in war. But like the whole for years just went, well, it was nerves. This guy, somebody gave him some bad sake or whatever. Like they tried to, like, hey, that's all of this report pretty much. And then there was some contemporary press outlets suspected a cover-up of the truth. An editorial in the Long Beach Independent wrote, there is a mysterious reticence about the whole affair, and it appears that some form of censorship is trying to halt a discussion on the matter.
What?
I know!
Stop!
In Freedom Town capital? Like, speculation was rampant as to invading airplanes and their bases. Theories included a secret base in northern Mexico, as well as Japanese submarines stationed offshore with the capability of carrying planes. Others speculated that the incident was either staged or exaggerated to give coastal defense industries an excuse to move further inland.
What?
Now that's
they
crazy.
would never.
The war industry would never do something
No.
crazy like that for profit.
No.
The Representative Leland M. Ford of Santa Monica called for a congressional investigation, saying none of the explanations so far offered removed the episode from the category of complete mystification. This was either a practice raid or a raid to throw a scare into 2 million people, or a mistaken identity raid, or a raid to lay a political foundation to take
Mistaken
away
identity.
Southern California's war industries. Or just
our military with lots of guns going fucking apeshit.
yeah, it doesn't
could
have,
be it.
It could just be dipshits went bananas
Yeah.
over a fucking
Yeah.
balloon. That could have been it.
That's the other motto of the military. Dipshits going bananas.
That was front page of the LA Times. Dipshits gone bananas. News report. Military dipshits lose their salad over a war balloon. Like,
5 dead dipshits shooting at shit in the sky.
heart attacks due to dipshittery. Yeah. So this basically just goes into it, but that's it. That's basically, and but it should be noted too that FDR gave a fireside chat on February 23rd, and a Japanese submarine rose out of the sea off of Elwood. I didn't make that up. A hamlet on the California coast north of Santa Barbara.
A hamlet?
A hamlet, and pumped 13 shells into Tidewater refinery installations. And this is the shit that was bullshit that they said was like, yeah.
The president told us lies?
Yeah. The rate, yeah. The broad oceans which have been heralded in the past as our protection from attack have become endless battlefields on which we are constantly being challenged by our enemies. Yet the attack was supposed to carry the enemy's defiance, which did succeed in stealing headlines from President's address. So yeah, this is bullshit.
And the balloon was found vacationing in New Zealand. It did fine.
Well, the balloon
they never hit it.
The balloon today owns the Catalina Island, so they the balloon family bought it.
Yeah.
So that's the Battle of Los Angeles.
The balloon said, "If you want me to lay off, give me the fucking island."
Yeah. So.
All right.
Government secrets segment number 2. Lee Crap. Pew, 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 pew. Surprise segment.
Lee was like, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm like, all right.
I didn't know what yours was either.
That was so exciting.
It was a surprise to me. All right. This is the top craziest weapons that our military has made.
Number 1, weather balloon.
So, yeah, this is a list. This is coming from livescience.com, and they're sourcing other things. But these are weapons that have either been researched by our military or CIA or sometimes created and used. So, let's start off with the eye-blinding rifle. This weapon won't kill you. It will just blind you with its bedazzling laser. The phaser, so that's in all caps, PHASR, which stands for Personal Halting and Stimulation Response Rifle.
What the fuck?
Yeah, stimulation.
Yeah.
I thought a stimulation gun was something they sold at the Pleasure Palace. But this thing is essentially the equivalent of a ton of laser pointers aimed directly at your eyes. They claim it does no long-term damage. It's designed to lead to just temporary blindness. Does our military ever do anything temporary? They have nothing that's just, yeah, that limb will grow back. You'll be fine. You haven't even given it a chance yet.
Napalm's like a fertilizer. It'll grow it all. And I love this. Clearly, you read this and you go, some fucking psycho was at some PowerPoint presentation, right? Some guy was going, well, if you look here, and he's like, I bet you we could
and the general kept going, Jesus, don't point that here.
And this guy went,
whoa.
Wait a minute. What if we put 90
Are you saying this hurts you? Yeah. Ow, fuck you.
Yeah. Let me try that again. Let's make
everybody get all the laser pointers. Get all the ones you can find. Tape them together.
Who's got some duct tape right now?
So the goal, they say, is to blind criminals or others who mean harm for long enough that they can be apprehended. Yes, those who mean harm. You mean like U.S. soldiers? This has been developed despite the fact the UN banned blinding weapons in 1995. Does the U.S. ever care what the UN, like, the U.S. is like, these are totally illegal. The U.S. is like, that sounds like a great idea. Let's try. Hadn't even thought of that till you said it was illegal.
And they're like, well, let's sell that to some people that might be an enemy so we can use that as an excuse to invade them 10 years from now.
Right. They're just like dropping the laser pointers on the ground
and then they're like,
in Syria.
It's a humanitarian crisis with these laser madness. You mean the ones that are like made in Virginia or whatever? Well, let's not split hairs, but come on.
But yeah, the UN has tried to ban. They tried to ban chemical weapons, but we use them on our own population. They use pepper spray regularly and tear gas on American citizens, so it's only illegal for war. But when you're using it on your own people, awesome.
That's not tear gas, Lee. That's freedom smoke.
Oh.
You just got to breathe it in, Lee, to get some freedom.
That's why it comes out in red, white, and blue. I didn't understand.
That's correct. Now you get it.
I didn't know why that was. All right, next up. I'm not going to tell you what it's called. Engineers at the Picatinny Arsenal in New Jersey have figured out a way to harness the power of lightning. I'm not kidding. For Christ's sake, we can't even control where the bombs go. Do you really think lightning is the next logical step? Yeah, we got this. Just give us some lightning. This will be fine.
Please tell me there's like a magic hammer or some shit like that involved with this. It's just like right.
Magic hammer's the next one. I haven't gotten to that yet. They designed a weapon that shoots lightning bolts along a laser beam to kill targets. What could go wrong?
What the fuck?
What could go wrong?
Like, this is something like if you had a 5-year-old, you'd go, okay, Timmy, this is a little crazy. You know what I mean? Let's get some Play-Doh and just like make a dinosaur. All right, let's do that.
Also, can't you just see the moment where the soldier's like, "Oh, Sarge, it turns out the lightning didn't go where expected. Yeah, we told it where to go. It's just way over there. Like, killed that woman in Poughkeepsie."
It's the level of insanity. I can't even and God forbid they go, hey, maybe we could harness some of nature's energy for good things, for clean energy or whatever. No, I want to shoot it into this guy's eyeballs and wrap it into a fucking pencil sharpener for mice or whatever. What?
I feel like we've gotten to the point where if Dr. Strangelove were alive today, he'd be a little too down to earth for our military.
Yeah, he'd be like, you guys.
This guy's always trying to pull us back from everything. It's just
you guys have crossed
too worried
the line.
about. The laser-induced plasma channel, as it's called, is aimed at targets that conduct electricity better than the air on the ground, according to a press release. The laser light, with its high intensity and energy, focuses the lightning bolt to keep it along a straight and narrow path. Right. So it can be precisely aimed at a target. You know who should never have a lightning weapon? Anyone who wants a lightning weapon. That should be the first question on your lightning license.
I know. It's I really want a lightning weapon.
If you check yes, they just tackle you on the spot.
Yes.
And put you in the Silence of the Lambs outfit.
Jesus. It's we're here for your driver's exam. What is this a commercial license? No, I just want to fucking run over people. All right, there you go. Congrats. Put a grill on the front. You can it won't dent your hood.
Yeah. All right, next up is a non-lethal device.
Oh, so sweet.
Everything they say is a non-lethal device kills 20% of people. It's not, we didn't mean for it to be lethal. Some people die. There's some people that die.
We didn't intend for it. It's
Yeah,
not our
yeah.
fault that we made a thing that's horrifying that some people are going to die from, even though we say it won't.
This so-called non-lethal device fires a laser at people to create a little pocket of exploding plasma in the air around them.
Yep.
This would hypothetically create a pressure wave that would knock out the person, also producing painful nerve sensations. You think? Funny how when a pocket of plasma explodes in your face, it smarts a bit.
It sounds like one of those party poppers. You know what I mean? Bang, plasma.
Who wants a plasma?
It's a cream pie full of uranium.
This is non-lethal. Man, I really thought that the pulsed energy laser that blows apart the air around your face was going to be fun and games. I didn't know.
It's like a hairdryer.
No, but now I can't find my eyes. It's weird how that works.
My teeth turned to sand. I don't know.
Yeah. It's less than lethal. You won't have teeth, but you'll be there. You'll be around.
Oh, think of this, guys. Think of this when you pay your taxes.
Yeah, seriously.
Think of
all of this paid for with tax dollars.
This is like something that I was like, you know, the new Bond movie, the villain had this like plasma. It seemed a little over the top. You know what I mean? Like, this.
Well, this is what they do. They watch Bond movies for ideas, and they look at the UN banned weapons list. It's the two things. You know how long they've probably been working on somebody that can throw hats and kill a guy?
Oh God, that's been an R&D for years, dude. That's probably what they were doing. They were testing that outside the Battle of Los Angeles. They threw it in the air and went, the Japanese!
Well, we were trying to kill a weather balloon with a hat, and shit got out of hand.
Yeah, what do you want us to do? It was a non-lethal hat.
But we're trying to make it lethal.
We're trying to make it lethal. Oh, fuck.
We're working on it.
Lethal. We're still on it lethal.
For now, it's a non-lethal hat. Everything they say is non-lethal should say "for now" at the end in an asterisk.
Meaning we haven't cracked the code on how to make it truly
we're still
horrible.
Working on it. We're moving on into the next one. In World War II, the U.S. Marine Corps had an ambitious idea. You don't say. Train bats to be the kamikaze bombers that the military didn't want humans to be. I like where this is going. I mean,
I'm sorry. So Count Chocula is CIA. Is that what you're saying?
Damn straight.
Okay.
Damn straight. I mean, bats have always been pretty reliable. We can all agree on that, right? I have a pet bat. It, fetches the newspaper and kills my cat and stuff.
I have a carrier bat.
Do you?
Yeah, that's how I communicate to my friends on the other side of town.
Yeah. I mean, delivers the shit wherever it wants to go. But yeah.
They'll get it eventually.
Yeah. A lot of random people getting dick pics.
That's how I deliver my dick pics is A, that I deliver dick pics. B, that I do it through my carrier bat. So if you see that.
It's the most private of ways to send your dick pics.
Right.
A pet, and you're going to love where the idea came from for the bat bomb. A Pennsylvania dentist first proposed the idea and apparently had the hotline phone to our military. Is it the dentist calling? Oh, he's always got good shit. Answer that. Answer that. Answer it!
General, we have the dentist on line 1.
I'm more concerned about Pennsylvania, honestly. A Pennsylvania dentist first proposed the idea inspired by the bat-infested caves at Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico. The idea was to load the bats with explosives and train the animals to use their echolocation to find targets in the dark. While the military used thousands of free-tailed bats in experiments, officials eventually scrapped the plan when the atomic bomb seemed more promising. Oh, just blowing up everything seemed to have more promise.
How is anyone having these meetings and there's not one person in the room going, this is crazy bullshit, right? Going to New Mexico and putting fucking bombs on bats in a cave. Like nobody said.
Well, there was one guy who said, that bat thing is crazy. Let's just blow up the whole city.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a bat. Just kill everybody.
And that's why they abandoned the bat idea. Not that, like, this is bat shit nuts. That was a purpose. All right, I'm sorry. That's my fault. Edit that out.
Graham Elwood's leaving, everybody. Give it up for Graham Elwood.
Then they go, it's not that it was a bad idea. It's just the A-bomb was better.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's America at its best right there. That's American ingenuity.
It's kind of like, why am I going to invent the bottle opener when I have a gun?
I can't open this. Now I can, motherfucker. Drink up.
All right. Moving on. In the 1950s, the CIA investigated the use of psychoactive substances. So we've already gone over this in previous episodes. Substances such as LSD under the agency's notorious MK Ultra project. But something we did not go over in past episodes, one of the non-lethal weapons the CIA developed was the BZ bomb, a cluster bomb filled with the hallucinogen 3-quinticlidinyl benzylate, One Army recruit who underwent experiments with the substance described experiencing some bizarre dreams. Here's what we're going to do, sir. We're going to hit them with bizarre dreams, all right? They're going to be talking about how they slept with their sister, and then it's going to fuck them up, and then we'll win the war.
So they're like, the same gang that was like, let's bomb up the bats went, let's just drop some benzos on the goddamn opposing troops, and they're all just going to like turn into like a Jefferson Starship song and just, when the truth is out, to be real.
And once they're dancing, we bounce.
Then we shoot lasers. This just sounds like a goddamn Burning Man day. That's what just sounds like.
If you drop those and the lasers at the same time,
this is like, we got them.
Yeah. So it was, they thought it would cause bizarre dreams, a feeling of restlessness, having trouble focusing, and headaches. The having trouble focusing bomb. That's always a good one. That could win a war, you know. The enemy's like firing, and then they're like, I gotta go cut my toenails.
They're just
I got shit to do.
The enemy's coming. Oh, wait, I forgot to go buy milk. And then they just...
the whole platoon of troops is just like a butterfly. And it's over.
I'm sorry. We've hit the spot in the show where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we just, like, no way that they spend this much time and money on this. Like, this thing, the dipshits shooting at a balloon is, like, way more, like, I can stomach this almost. You know what I mean? Like, this one I can go, all right, you know, and then they covered it up. But this, like, how much time and research and effort, and they all were, like, this is why they never hire comedians. Because we're always the ones in the back of the room going, this is fucking stupid.
That's ridiculous.
There's no way. And they went, I'm sorry. Lee Camp, please continue.
I mean, it's like it's a boardroom full of like the Penguin from Batman, just throwing ideas around and eating the heads off fish. That's the whole meeting. And there's no one there who's like, this is weird.
Yeah, like the Adam West series Batman. I don't know which came first. The CIA then said, hey, make that into a TV show, or that TV show is happening. Like you said, they went, hey, this Penguin guy's got a great idea. I got a tuna fish that we're going to put a laser in, going to make everybody want to sing. Like what?
All right, I'll give you the name of this one first. The Vortex Ring Gun. Graham, would you like to guess what it is?
The Vortex Ring Gun?
You shoot a cock ring onto the guy.
Yeah!
And he's so confused.
There's a vortex on my cock. Is it just like a mood ring for your dick? Is that what it is? Just like, oh, somebody's happy. Well, the dick could have told you that. You didn't need a ring around it.
It's very tough to keep fighting with a cock ring on.
It really is.
I can tell you from experience.
That's why I was late. I was outside having my cock ring.
One non-lethal weapon that never got off the ground, was the Vortex Ring Gun, a weapon that would project high-energy rings of air that could knock people down or spray them with donut-shaped rings of chemicals. Yeah, that sounds non-lethal right there. Also, don't we have this? It's called Monsanto.
Yeah, I mean, I think when they just went, let's just put donut shops in every corner and that'll get them all fucking donuted up.
The project has been under development by the U.S. Army since 1998. This is modern, folks. A similar project known as the Whirlwind Cannon was developed by the Nazis during World War II. Funny how we keep having the same ideas as the Nazis, isn't that? You don't think that means anything, do you?
No.
It's you don't think we're the pho. You don't.
It's no correlation to the fact that, as we've discussed in Operation Paperclip, we brought Nazis here to actually work in our space and our intelligence program.
And we probably would not have landed on the moon without some top Nazi scientists that worked on that program.
Amen, brother.
Proud to be an American.
Worldly how. And
Where the Nazis bring ideas.
And I got my red and white blue cock ring, and I'm going to shoot it in your mouth.
All I heard was your mouth. I don't know what
That's all.
led up to that.
That's all you need to hear.
The Whirlwind Cannon was developed as a way to shoot down Allied planes using a huge projectile of air launched from the ground. But the project never came to fruition because shooting down fighters at such a high altitude and speeds would have been impossible. Also, the atomic bomb was showing promise for us at the time, so...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
In 2016, again, modern times, the U.S. put out a call for proposals to create invisible uniforms, which could cloak where they saw Harry Potter. They totally saw Harry Potter. That's what they do. They watch shit like Harry Potter. Hold on, that was the same as your sperm impersonation.
That was. This is how I do my sperm.
My Vortex Gun.
Right now, a floating surfboard walks by.
That'd be so awesome. Just like,
It's not clear how far the project got, but the idea of cloaking an object to be invisible at certain wavelengths isn't that outlandish. In 2006, scientists showed it was possible to bend light around objects made of certain materials known as metamaterials, effectively rendering them invisible at certain wavelengths. I think, I didn't look this up, but I think they've succeeded on something like the size of a grain of sand. I don't think it's like a 250-pound dude. But by the way, if they invented this, it'd just be men watching women shower. It'd be 90% of it. There's no way you, like, invent this thing. It's not just a ton of soldiers watching shower time.
with each other.
But yeah, so that's as far as they've gotten with that one. Also, the atomic bomb is showing promise. So.
New report, atomic bomb to the top of the charts.
The U.S. military has been working actively on a non-lethal weapon called an active denial system. That sounds like a fucking euphemism. This ray, which is also called the pain ray, zaps people with radio waves that heat up their tissue, meaning their flesh, creating a painful burn. The objective is to, they claim, to keep suspicious people away from military bases without having to kill individuals. Bullshit! It's to be used on peaceful protesters, all right? That's what they're fucking using that shit for. They are, what do you think they use sound cannons for? They just, exactly. They want, when Black Lives Matter and Occupy gets out of hand, they want to make every protester feel like they're on fire. That's what this shit does.
Maybe we should be developing on our own shit to turn it on them. You know what I mean? Just like...
Do you have any pain rays on you? Or?
No, but I'm going to go make one.
With the parts from my old Leaf. I've been saving those for just this moment.
Yeah, that's how I recycle, Lee. I have my own Leaf ray gun cannon that is now going to shoot butterfly wings of air around everybody's cock.
That was a Mad Libs I did a couple weeks ago. So yes, they are inventing a pain ray. The current iteration is used only on mounted vehicles, but the military said it hopes to miniaturize the weapon. That's good. Every soldier will have a pain gun on them. But it gets better. In 2012, ABC7 reported that a similar version of the pain ray was being tested on inmates at the Pitchess Detention Center's North County Correctional Center in Los Angeles. Inmates are guinea pigs for whatever the fuck we want to test. I mean, here's the thing. If you want to test crazy-ass shit on people, there are people out there to test it on. There are the Sacklers and the Walmart family, and Jeff Bezos is walking around somewhere.
Yes.
There's at least one Koch brother left. Test it on them.
Yeah, why didn't we shoot this weird air ring up at fucking make it go on Bezos's cock rocket? Like, just fucking do an air ring on his cock rocket and then he crashes and we go, it worked.
I'm saying there are people to test it on, but we use inmates like guinea pigs, and then we act like, medical testing on humans. That doesn't exist anymore. No. Not at all. All right, so this will be the last one unless we have time for a couple of bonus ones.
I think we got some bonus.
Okay.
We can do it.
So this is my favorite, though. In 2005, the Pentagon confirmed that military leaders had once been interested in a chemical weapon that would make enemy troops sexually irresistible to each other.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. They researched the gay bomb.
Yes. Be all you can be.
Literally, they spent $7.5 million researching a bomb to turn the enemy gay.
Yeah. Army's strong.
How many more slogans do you have?
I've got a bunch of them. I got every branch of the military. It's just like, go.
Army of one.
Go Navy. Oh, yeah. Aim high. The Air Force. The few, the proud, the suck it.
That was all of them. I think I got all of them.
Are you done?
That's
okay.
right.
Yeah. They received $7.5 million in 1994 to develop a weapon that would harness a hormone naturally present in the body in low quantities. When enemy soldiers breathed it in or absorbed it through their skin, the idea went, they would become irresistibly attracted to each other. But the research was eventually canceled because some people found the idea offensive and impractical.
Oh, this was the one.
You think?
This is the one that crossed the line.
This is the one.
The bats, everything else.
All good.
All good.
All fine, Graham. All the rest are okay.
Oh, wow. Because there was a general in there.
You remember when we obliterated 300,000 people with one bomb? Totally fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool.
But this was hard-ons for each other.
No. Because every like general in that room went, uh-oh, this guy could make me blow the fucking colonel or whatever. That's what they did. I can't hold.
What if this shit gets loose
What?
in the Pentagon?
Then we're all just, the Pentagon just turns into just
Just orgy, just
a
all
hot
out
orgy.
just sucking and fucking, and weirdly we don't go to war for like 3 weeks, and everyone's like, "What's up?" And eventually some reporters get into the Pentagon, and they're like, dude, it's crazy in
It's
there, man.
crazy.
Just sucking and fucking.
everyone.
nuts.
There's just fucking strap on dildos.
And they forgot they haven't had time for war.
There's no more war. They're like,
what are we going to do without the war?
They released these bats with dildos. It was fucking nuts. They shot cock rings across the courtyard. I don't know what the fuck was happening, but I do know one thing. Like, the whole planet's better. The environment's better.
the environment's
like,
doing great.
They called in all the troops. They just... Come on home, boys. Yeah. Just fucking, Just every aircraft carrier, guys are just fucking tooling on the boat. Just fucking nuts.
A horrible weapon has hit the Pentagon.
This weapon is the one I'm down
The
with.
floors there are so slippery. No one can
just turn
walk
it in.
around.
Was just a... Oh, that's where
That's
you.
the
That was
line?
the one.
That's
you guys.
where you're done?
You guys. All the other. Everybody. Just fucking everybody.
The one where I had 4-star generals fucking each other's ears was
Yeah.
fine.
Whoa, slippery Lee. I had bats fucking people, and you're like, Graham, and then whoa.
Let's not talk about the cleanup.
Wow. We don't want to picture that. That is the best weapon on the list, because that literally could end war right there. Just like...
Yeah, there was a Greek play about it, Lysistrata. Although it was the reverse. They withheld sex, and none of the soldiers or generals could think about anything but sex, because they needed to get sex to have war, but yeah. It's the reverse. If they were getting laid more, they'd stop this shit.
Yeah, these guys who can't get laid, they got to go bomb something. Like, Jesus.
But I'd also like to point out, A, that's not how being gay works. You don't just like smell something in a room and you're like, I gotta fuck my friend now. Shit. What is happening? What kind of scented candles are these, man? Why?
Oh my God, I love show tunes. What's going on?
Damn it.
That's our military folks really thinking it through. It's not just obviously like closeted gay guys at the military going, I've got an idea. Just like admit you're gay, bro. It's all good. Like you don't have to do this.
Yeah, because it's like closet gay guys. They're like, my worst nightmare is the fact that I'm gay. So what if I make them gay?
Yeah.
So A, that's not how being gay works. But secondly, even if this thing worked, until you like drop it in the middle of a war, and all of a sudden the opposing side, they all fucking want each other real bad. I think they'd probably like get out of harm's way first. I don't think they'd just like be out on the battlefield just all of a sudden. Oh shit, I gotta fuck.
Yeah.
Like they'd probably be like, once this is over, let's go on a date.
They
man.
might.
Let's. I've never mentioned this before, but once the bullets aren't whizzing by our heads, let's take in a flick or something.
They might put the gun down and then go, you want to just go to a pool party?
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
All right, so I got two bonus.
Gov seeks weapon bonus.
How we doing on time? All right?
We're great.
Okay. During World War II, the British conceived of and I put this in the bonus because, first of all, it's the Brits. All right, it's not us for once. But the British conceived of a massive aircraft carrier that was essentially a fortified iceberg called Project Habakkuk.
Why did you just call it goddamn Project Ice Cube? Why the fuck? How hard is this, Britain? Come on.
Project Battle Ice.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just like an ice fist or whatever.
The idea would be to take a small amount of wood pulp, mix it with ice to make an unbreakable structure. And by the way, so that part of it is actually a real thing. It was created by his last name was Pyre, I think, and he created Pycrete. And it's wood chips mixed with ice that's like unbreakable. And something else that's not in this description is that they brought a bunch of like generals and I think maybe even the president or some high level officials into a room to show them how effective Pycrete is. So they had a block of ice and a block of Pycrete, and I think it was like in the Oval Office or whatever. It's not like in a military barracks. And they fire a gun at the ice brick and it shatters. And then they fire a gun at the Pycrete and it ricochets off, whizzes around the room, and like goes through the pant leg of one of the generals. They're like, see? Great.
Yeah, who saw that coming? Who saw military people thinking, wow, maybe this bullet might ricochet off a hard substance?
If you're showing us that it can withstand a bullet.
Jesus.
Anyway, the idea would take a small amount of wood pulp, mix it with ice to make an unbreakable structure that would take months to melt, but would require little in the way of raw materials. Fixes would be as easy as pouring some more water on. UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill gave development the go-ahead in 1943. But unfortunately, the aircraft carriers were about as absurd as they sound. For one, making them would require giant freezers. And for another, the massive structures would be incredibly slow and heavy and would require insulation with cork to keep from melting, according to a Canadian scientist who was privy to the development talks.
I love that they had to get that far down the road to go, wait a minute, old chum, we're going to need an ice box the size of Big Ben.
They got so far down the path of this
Before
shit.
they realized, we're going to need a thing to actually make the ice.
Before they realized that this is not Antarctica where we're battling.
Just chop it off and fucking put it on a ship.
But here's how far it got, and I don't have all the details on this, but they built one. They built a test ship in Patricia Lake in Alberta, Canada. And so like as they're building this test ship, they're learning some things. For one thing, ice is, I forget the term for it, but it's technically like a liquid. It's a liquid solid so it's like slowly bending and warping. So even if you keep the thing cold, the ship is kind of like drooping, like as it's going. And ultimately they decided not to build the actual aircraft carrier as they were realizing it was going to cost more and more millions of dollars. They wanted to like land planes on this fucking ice ship. And so you can still apparently dive in Patricia Lake and see a plaque on the bottom with the remnants of this ship, which is not much because it was mainly ice. So it's like you can see the coils of the refrigerator device or something.
These are the dumbest motherfuckers on the face of the earth, man. Like, unreal. And we did this dipshit idea. We wasted a bunch of money and time for a dumb idea to begin with that we're too stupid to think down the road about, but let's give it a plaque on the bottom of a lake. Proud. We worked on that. Let's go visit the bottom of the lake. That's where Granddad wasted a bunch of money on a fucking ice raft or whatever. God damn it.
Well, I think what this speaks to is Canada doesn't have many tourist attractions. They're like, there's a refrigerator coil at the bottom of this lake.
Sweet.
All right, next one. A ship made out of fire. I'm kidding, but you weren't sure I wasn't serious.
No, there's no joke you could make that someone in the crowd, including me, would go, oh, maybe there's a tank made out of cotton candy. Oh, how long did this take? Did they make that?
A tank in your imagination.
Oh, a cotton candy.
That reminds me of a Stephen Reich joke. He goes, there's so much effort by the military to create an invisible jet. Why don't we just, and this is back during the Soviet Union or whatever, he goes, why don't we just tell the Soviets we have millions of them and they're everywhere?
That's a great joke. And I'm down with that. That and the fuck party pill or whatever. Like, let's get those working.
All right, this is probably the most used of all of these, at least so far. The sticky grenade was a weapon devised by the British during World War II. To use the weapon, soldiers would release a pin that removed the grenade's protective casing, revealing a very sticky surface on the outside of the grenade that could be used to attach it to enemy tanks. Though the explosives board in Britain disapproved the idea, can you imagine they have something called a board of people that just say, yeah, go blow that shit up. And even they were like, this doesn't sound so good. This doesn't.
The explosives board in England just sounds like, Viceroy, would you like to weigh in? Well, it seems a little bit too poppy to me, this explosive.
How much poppy are we talking? Oh, about 70% poppy.
70% poppy? Well, I don't know. Actually, we do still have that frozen ship at the bottom of that lake in Canada. Maybe we should halt this crazy, sticky grenade.
I don't like the frozen ship because I haven't heard of ice.
Well, as it turns out, ice, you have to make it in a giant cooler the size of this building. So we had to scrap the whole idea. I don't like sticky. Sticky should only be on jam.
If we have ice, before you know it, we'll have cold beer.
Oh, dude, that sounds like horrific, awful evilness.
Our accents are horrible, by the way. We're just...
I disagree. I thought we nailed it. The explosives board disapproved of the idea, but you know who didn't? Mr. Winston Churchill.
Yes!
He was a big fan. Over the course of World War II, 2.5 million sticky bombs were produced and used in North Africa, Greece, and other locales. Unfortunately, sticky bombs had some flaws.
What?
For one, the grenades failed to stick to tanks that were dirty. Because, there's a lot of pristine tanks rolling around during World War II. I think they'd give them a wax down every other day, right? A lot of waxing of the tanks.
At the time, this is a little known secret. Europe was known to have tank washes all over the place.
Yeah, just those spinny car wash things.
Yeah, you go through quick, or if you fill it up with gas, you get the car wash for free or whatever.
Yeah, it's you forget to roll up the windows, the whole tank gets wet. It was a mess.
Yes, absolutely. So you get it.
Yeah, but very, very clean tanks. But if there was a dirty one, didn't work. Also, the grenade did tend to cling very well to soldiers' uniforms as they were trying to throw them.
Who saw that coming?
Oh man, it's like,
Can you imagine? Except for the ending. Can you imagine the comedy of that shit? Just like, take this, you Nazis! Oh, 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 oh!
just nobody thought that through. What if it sticks to the guy's hand who's throwing it?
Oh, you're being a big fibberty gibbet. We don't want you there. Always throwing a wrench and mucking it up there.
Unfucking believe. That's like the first thing when you first said sticky thing. I said, "Oh yeah, this is gonna." They probably stuck to a general in the demo, and they were like, "Boom! Oh, maybe we should scrap that idea." No, they did it all the way, and then went, "Oh, the tank's got to be clean." Because when they were testing it, they were like,
Make sure that tank's shiny.
Spotless! I want to see my face in it. That's so British.
Churchill's coming for the demonstration. I want him to be able to see his monocles gleaming off that tank, old boy.
Why is it that tank's sparkling?
Oh, fuck. God, and these are the leaders of like the world. Like these are world leaders. These are people in charge of shit that doing this stuff.
One that actually I just remembered that did, I guess, work to some extent was during World War II when they were trying to disguise the plans for D-Day. They fucking created a inflatable like army.
Yeah.
Like inflatable tanks and inflatable shit so that Nazi planes overhead will look down and be like, oh, they're amassing a bunch of tanks over there. But you can see, like, there's old video of, like, these soldiers that it looks like a tank kind of from a distance, and then they'll just pick it up over their head and run around with it. It totally looks like a fucking comedy film.
But
And then some guy accidentally pops one. Oh, sorry, my wristwatch. That was the second squadron.
We didn't think that all these wristwatches that had knives sticking out of them was going to cause a problem during this demonstration.
The Nazis are like, if you saw a tank that was going through the air, whatever weapon they have is incredible.
It's light, it's nimble, it can attack from anywhere.
oh shit, that was great, Lee. That was great work that you did. Coming together with all.
I mean,
those.
I'd like to really thank the military for doing it. I feel like they did the heavy lifting.
Let's thank our military for being really dumb and wasteful.
Yeah.
They've done a fantastic job.
For being fucking psychopaths, you know?
Thank you for being wasteful psychopaths.
Yeah.
We really
Yeah.
appreciate that. And trading in America's like, oh, I want to serve my country to like further their psychotic, demented means. Like a handful of nutbags then go, oh, we'll just make it like a patriotism thing. We'll get them to do whatever. And they're like,
Well, something else I like to point out is how do they get most people to join the military? A lot of people to join the military. They offer them what? Free education, free health care, a good pension. You can get better loans and things.
Housing.
Housing. Basically, they offer them socialism. Join the military. We'll give you socialism so you can blow up socialist countries.
With bombs made from chocolate and ice cream that fly in the air.
well, I think that's our show, dude.
That's our show.
Oh my God.
Thank you guys.
First ever.
First ever Gov't live in the books, ladies and gentlemen.
We went around the world. We started in LA and we went to Canada. We went to jolly old England for the dumbest bomb in the world.
We did everything. We had accents. We had a fantastic show.
I thought we did everything. You saw Graham's nipples. I think
nipples.
That's been high up on the list.
Yeah, I mean, one of them's fake. You got to figure out which one.
I don't want to hear the story how you lost that.
I had a sticky grenade attached to my boob, and they sprayed me with some fuck dust, and I just started screwing everybody, and I lost my nipple.
Fuck dust is totally for sale at the Pleasure Palace.
It's actually in the lobby with the popcorn, so get some
government
Dynasty.
secrets fuck dust on your way out.
We got the best merch ever. It's by the cashew milk, everybody. It's on tap here. It's a bottomless cup of cashew milk and sprinkle some fuck dust on it, folks. What else?
Just that I do have my book for sale on the way out. Here's what I did: is my book came out about a week before the pandemic started, and a month before that, I was like, I'll tell you what, publisher, I'd like 5,000 of those. Because I'm going to be touring around and people are going to want that book. And so if you'd like to help me actually have some room to live in my apartment, it would be great if you could grab a book on the way out. I'm lowering the price to $10. So $10 for a copy.
Government Secrets Hoarder Edition.
But I will tell you this, almost every sentence in it, because it talks about the world, talks about politics, talks about all the shit that's going down around the world, and reveals a lot of government secrets. Every sentence in it, it's still accurate. So nothing has changed. Nothing. There's no chapter you're going to read and be like, I don't know why he's talking about this. We solved that problem.
I thought Joe Biden fixed it all. No?
He's talking about military waste like it's something that still happens.
Well, we got out of Afghanistan 10 years ago, so that's done. Too soon? Yes. So yeah, that's our. I forgot to bring merch because I was surfing today. So
but you'll be doing tongue kisses in the hall, right?
Yes, I'll be doing tongue kisses, and I am testing out these bats. Just bear with me, guys. They're gonna shoot fuck dust on you, so lobby could be kind of game on a little bit, huh? See what's what in the lobby.
Yeah, Government Secrets After Party. All right. Bat fuck dust.
Nothing but John Tesh playing in the background.
Yes. Yes, it's all John Tesh playing in the background. This was a blast, man.
Thank you guys so much for coming out.
Holy shit. This was so cool. You know, Ron and I had this big tour that was canceled, and we got to do a couple shows, which was great. And I'm so glad we were still able to do this.
Yeah.
Dude, it's great to see you. I haven't seen you in person in 2 years. This is like, this show, I got to tell you, man, when you called me last summer, and was like, let's do this, Graham, because we can just laugh. We always laugh when you know we're on our shows or whatever. And this show has literally fucking saved my life from a year of just being alone in my apartment, just like,
oh, thanks.
Ooh, Epstein and the environment's collapsing. This is a fucking great episode. Hey guys, go to my fucking Patreon page. So we're just gonna have a great old time and get into crypto.
There were a couple of episodes where, as we started, you know, Graham comes up on the video feed, and I'm like, "Oh, he needs some pulling back from the brink." There's
I'm just like
something going. I'm like, Graham, just relax. We're only going to talk about how the government's killing us.
that's all we're gonna talk about. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, and he's like, "We're not talking about Epstein," and I'm like, "We're taking a break from Epstein." And he slowly takes the cord from around his neck.
I was trying to somehow weave Epstein into this story, but I was like, no, I'm going to... But I did end up mentioning it. So, no, dude, this show has been, I like look forward to it every week, man. It's been so great. And it's like, obviously we're all, you know, separated, whatever, but doing live shows, just fucking talking in the green room. And then I knew when we had an audience, this would be, I mean, it's fun when we do it, but I knew when we had a live audience, it'd be a blast. I knew it'd be awesome.
Yeah. It would be great to have more live audiences.
Yeah, so whenever this shit opens the fuck back up, we'll be back doing more of these at some point. And yeah.
Hold on, you're saying we're not out of government secrets? I thought we were out. I thought.
Yep, this was the last
this was
one.
the grand conclusion.
No, the military stopped wasting money on dumb shit. It turns
Government's
out.
been forthright on everything else.
Everything. We're all out of operations from the CIA. Everything's good. So that's our show. We'll do more of these, and in the meantime, you can, if you're on the East Coast, you can visit Lee's house of books that he lives in. His book fort.
If anyone wants to buy like 7 or 8, that'd be totally cool with me. Like,
anyone needs a pallet, like just helicoptered in to where you're at.
Yeah, they're really good for like, you know, the potty thing where you put your feet up. You can just pile my books there.
The potty thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the military is figuring out a way to like shoot them into a plasma box that blows up in your face, but you can still read it. So it forces your eyes open, so you have to read it. It's good technology. So look into that. I think maybe Amazon has it. I don't know. But yeah, that's our show, everybody. Anything else to say?
I think we did it. We'll see you out there.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Dynasty Typewriter. You guys are all fantastic.
I am proud to be an American, part of a great democracy where our equal rights are for every